The next thing we're going to take off is this cover that covers the torque converter and the flywheel. There should be 4 bolts on it, 2 here that go into the transmission housing, and then up on the corners up there, there are a couple that have a bolt and a nut that go. I'm sorry, can't get a good view of it. There it is. It's got a bolt goes through the ear of the transmission, and it has a nut on the other side. There's one of those on each side. Actually, on this car, there's one here on the top and one of the other bolts on the other side that are down into the transmission housing. The other 2 are missing. We'll probably go ahead and make sure we get all 4 of those in if we can. Might be the fact that that's an aftermarket part and it just doesn't fit right. Okay, those nuts and bolts were all 7/16. Both the nut and the bolt on the back side in the case of the one that had a through bolt. Okay, that's off. Now, there's bolts here that hold the torque converter onto the flywheel. In order to easily pull the engine, we're going to have to disconnect these. So that means we're going to have to disconnect one, and then we're going to have to rotate the engine until we get them all off. Okay, this bolt that holds the torque converter on must be an 11/16. I have very few 11/16 wrenches, so I'm resorting to trying a 17. Now the bolt is pretty loose. The only problem I'm having is now that I've got it started, the back end wants to turn and I'm having a problem holding it. But it wasn't very tight before. And maybe the reason for that is the person that put it on didn't have it in 11/16 either. And put it on as best they could. I'm a little bit surprised at that with this car though, because there's a lot of what looks to be pretty good work done on it. So that's just a supposition on my part. So there, the first bolt is out. It's got a bolt that goes in from the engine side, and then on the flywheel, or on the torque converter side, it's got a washer and a nut. So the next chore is to turn the engine. I think there's 3 of these bolts, so about 1/3 of a turn, the engine's got to get turned over in order to have us get to the next Now it's important when you try to turn this engine over that you've got the transmission in neutral. Otherwise, you're not going to be very successful. So park is all the way forward, reverse, neutral. Okay, to turn the engine over, we're going to want to turn it really in the direction that it wants to turn normally. So what I've done is I've cleaned up the timing marks. It's clearly labeled before and after top dead center. So that means that if you're standing in front of the engine looking at it, it's going to go in a clockwise fashion. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a ratchet with a socket and a long extension just to make it easier onto this crankshaft bolt. Since there's no spark plugs in this, it's going to minimize the amount of compression that we're fighting against. So we're just going to turn that over about 1/3 of a turn and then go look for our next torque converter bolt. Okay, I've got a 5/8 inch bolt or socket on the damper bolt that goes, the bolt that holds the damper on and goes straight into the crankshaft. So that ought to be about 1/3 of a turn. And our next bolt ought to be visible to us. And there it is. We're going to take that one off now. And then move on to the third and final one. Again, this isn't really tight, but it may be, that one may have been tight enough to meet the torque specs. Okay. You can't see it on here because the magic marker that I put it on kind of fades after it dries, but I have marked each of these 1, 2, and 3 so that when I do get these back on, I'm going to align them in the same orientation just so that I don't introduce any different variation in how this was all hooked together since it ran good. Okay, 3 bolts later, as you can see, the torque converter is clearly separated from the flywheel. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up top, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the engine so that it's on top dead center number 1, so that when I take the distributor out and then put it back in, I know exactly how it goes, even though I think I'm going to take the distributor off after I pull the engine.